Today in our old stamps, we're going to visit Bulgaria. Now how's this for some nice old ones, huh? Okay. Your 5 comes from 1945 to 47. Beautiful purple. And then your 30, kind of cute with the little wheat on the side and stuff. That's 1919 to 1938. Then you have your beautiful 50, which came out in the 50s, 1950 to 1954. Okay, and then on the second row, your 1, you'll come out with a 1941 to 1944. That's the red 1. Then you have a 3. I guess they would call it green, but it might run into turquoise. But back in those days, it may have been just considered a shade of green, maybe even a shade of blue. Okay, and then you have your 30 in brown and white. Now those at the second row and stuff were all those that came in the sheet, and you had to cut them out with the scissors and put your own glue on. That's how far back, okay? Back in the 40s, things were a little different. Now let's go to our second group here. Look at these. Very nice. Okay, you can look at the 10, which is a red and white. Now this had to go through a second printing. One for the red and white that's on it, and the second printing was for the black and white portrait. And that's from 1915 to 1916. Now if you ever come across one where the picture is upside down from the writing, you got yourself a winner. Get it graded and get it to an auction, because you're going to get some good money. Alright, and then the 25, which is the blue and white. Again, second printing in black and white, also from 1950 to 1916. And then you have your 30, that's in the brown. And you go down to the second row. Still staying within that time of the 1915s and 16. You have, it's like Main Street, you know, showing you the street right in town with the big buildings and everything. Very pretty. On a 30. Almost thinking it says 1914 on it, but not sure. And then you have a 50. In the orange and white, a pale kind of orange. And again, going through the printing a second time for our horses and stuff. Very nice stamp. Very nice picture. I kind of like it. Okay, just think back in the old days, they made the plate, so this was all drawn, and they turned it into a plate and everything, so it's a work of art to get all the tiny little details. Look how perfect it is. The horse and everything. Beautiful. Very nice. Now let me take you to the next one, which is rather interesting. These two right here. Now this is from 1915 to 1916. But if you look, they're both 5s. But if you look, one has a brownish background, while the other one is just simply a black and white portrait. Okay? And it also has an overprint on it. Can't really make out what the red overprint on it is. Maybe in full screen on the computer you might be able to see that. Same portrait. Both 5s, but yet very different. Now all these stamps are up for sale, So this might be a really good one to have both of them together like that. Be a good one for a collection. I really like this one. Very different. Okay, now let me show you the big group for the last group here. See if I can get them all on the screen here. There we go. Now this is from 1879 to 1906. So these are some really nice old ones, and of course all went through the second printing for the black and white, for the picture in the center. Okay, so first you have your 3 in an orange. If you notice, the numbers are at the bottom, but then they're in black on the top corners. So that makes it a little bit different there. So you have your 3 in orange, your 5 in green, your 10 in red, your 15 in a burgundy brown kind of color, like a brick color, your 25 in blue, your 30 in a deep tan, and a 50 in blue. All the same portrait, the same man, but all different values. So that's the beginning of a really good collection for anyone who's starting a collection. I'm getting on in years. It's time to pass it on to another stamp lover. All right. Hope you've enjoyed my bringing these to you. Be sure to sub me. Join me as a friend. And by all means, share the video with other stamp collectors. I'm sure they would love to see this. It's quite a good collection, especially the last 2 at least. The one with that double 5. I think that might be a very special set. All right. Bye-bye now.